Picture it. A gray lump of stone sitting in a museum drawer in Coriovalum for 70 years, labeled decorative pebble. Nobody looked twice. Then in 2026, an AI ran the surface scan, and the pebble lit up with carved Latin gaming notation. It wasn't a rock, it was a Roman board game piece. Still mid-match. And here's the thing that should keep you watching. Right? That smug little "experts agree" plaque on the wall? It's been wrong more often than you'd ever believe. Today we're walking through 22 Roman myths everyone laughed off as fairy tales, until science quietly proved them true. Stick around, because the deeper we go, the weirder Rome gets. For centuries we treated Roman stories as exaggeration, propaganda, bedtime nonsense for toga enthusiasts. But shovels and scanners keep saying otherwise. So the real question is this: what else is Rome hiding right out in the open while we call it myth? 1. For decades, the polished academics insisted that gray stone unearthed near Coriovalum was nothing but weathered erosion, a worthless pebble unworthy of a second glance. Then a 2026 AI surface analysis decoded faint Latin glyphs etched into its face, marking an exact ludus latrunculorum move sequence. A Roman strategy game frozen forever mid-match. 70 years in a forgotten drawer, and the machine cracked it in an afternoon. Rough. Honestly, it's the ancient equivalent of discovering your grandfather's boring paperweight was secretly a high-score Pac-Man cabinet still flashing for a quarter. 2. For generations, everyone knew the Romans couldn't possibly have central heating. That comfort was clearly some romantic medieval daydream invented centuries later. Then excavations beneath the colossal baths of Caracalla revealed full hypocaust systems, hollow raised floors, and clay flues silently pumping furnace-heated air through entire marble complexes. Toasty bathroom tiles, in 200 AD while we still fight over the office thermostat. These guys lounged on warm floors while the rest of Europe spent the next 1,000 years shivering in stone huts and calling frostbite. Character building. 3. Stern critics scoffed for ages that Rome's legendary fast roads were nothing more than patriotic boasting and inflated military propaganda. Then modern surveyors mapped the Via Appia inch by inch and found engineered drainage channels, deliberately graded curves, and milestones spaced for genuinely predictable travel times across hundreds of miles. They essentially invented the estimated arrival time, centuries early. It's basically ancient Google Maps carved in basalt, except the live traffic alerts were chiseled into stone, and the toll booths were just armed legionnaires staring at you. 4. Historians long mocked the persistent tale of Roman concrete that could magically heal itself as wishful folklore unworthy of serious study. Then a rigorous MIT analysis identified tiny lime clasts baked into the mix that reactivate with seeping water, dissolving and recrystallizing to seal fresh cracks automatically. Meanwhile, our modern bridges crumble in roughly 40 years. Cool. Cool. Rome poured self-repairing harbor walls 2 millennia ago, while our entire neighborhood group chat still can't agree on fixing one single pothole. Incredible priorities. 5. Skeptics confidently dismissed the dusty stories of Roman vending machines as obvious satire, a joke clearly lost in bad translation somewhere. Then engineers reconstructed Heron of Alexandria's holy water dispenser exactly from his diagrams. Drop a bronze coin, its weight tips a laver, and out splashes a measured, precise serving. Faith, but fully automated and weirdly capitalist. It's the original snack machine, except instead of a candy bar dangling cruelly from the spiral, you got blessed temple water and absolutely zero chance of a refund. 6. Romans couldn't possibly have performed real surgery. The textbooks sneered for decades, picturing only crude butchers waving rusty knives in panic. Then summer graves coughed up gleaming bronze scalpels, delicate bone forceps, and vaginal specula so refined they're nearly identical to the polished instruments lying in clinics today. The same core design, 2,000 years apart. Let that sink in. Your gynecologist is essentially wielding a tool that already existed, which is genuinely unsettling once you realize the upgrade cycle here moved slower than your stubbornly outdated phone. 7. For ages, everyone assumed the breathless myth of private Roman fish farms was just bloated aristocratic bragging at fancy dinner parties. Then coastal villa excavations revealed engineered piscinae, elaborate tidal channels, and sluice gates cleverly feeding fresh seawater into walled reservoirs stocked with live, fattening fish. A fully managed sushi supply chain. Handled. Before forks were trendy, these villa-owning aristocrats ran farm-to-table seafood logistics while loudly flexing about freshness over wine, making them essentially the original foodie influencers, just tragically minus the ring light and the hashtag. 8. For centuries, the very idea of Roman skyscrapers was casually filed away under exaggeration, bad arithmetic, and the wild dreams of ancient poets. Then methodical excavation at Ostia proved the towering insulae, cramped apartment blocks that genuinely rose 6 and even 7 stories into the crowded sky above narrow streets. All of it, with absolutely no elevator. Godspeed, top floor. Picture proudly paying premium rent for the ground floor and smugly laughing at the doomed souls hauling amphors of groceries upward. Gentrification, but make it ancient. 9. People openly laughed at the charming legends of Roman GPS travel cups that supposedly marked every single city along a journey. Then 4 engraved silver Vicarello goblets surfaced, meticulously listing every documented stop, station, and mileage figure stretching all the way from distant Cadiz to Rome itself. A souvenir mug that's also a turn-by-turn itinerary. Overachiever? It's quite literally the world's first travel tracker merch, a bit like a collectible Starbucks City Cup, except this gorgeous thing actually told you precisely how many weary miles you'd walked. 10. Scholars flatly insisted that the Romans never managed anything resembling real, organized plumbing standardization across their sprawling cities. Then archaeologists pulled lead pipes from the mud stamped boldly with manufacturer names, official capacity ratings, and the marks of certified state contractors. Branded pipes with implied warranties, a plumber's paradise. They proudly ran accredited plumbing suppliers and quality control stamps 2,000 years ago, while our modern cities still flush mystery water through tangled pipes that genuinely nobody has properly mapped since roughly 1962. Humbling, really. 11. The cozy myths of bustling Roman fast food were long dismissed as romantic fiction dreamed up by sentimental novelists craving the past. Then ash-buried Pompeii unveiled the vivid thermopolium, a brightly painted L-shaped counter with deep ceramic jars embedded right into the stone for serving hot, ready-to-go meals. A drive-through. Except you do all the walking. It was a fully operational ancient food court, complete with a colorful menu mural splashed across the wall, which is basically the original Instagram-able storefront begging for engagement. 12. The Romans certainly didn't bother with real dentistry. The experts assured us all, imagining only screaming patients and a confident man with pliers. Then ancient jaws emerged from tombs, sporting intricate gold dental bridges and replacement teeth carefully wired straight into the remaining living bone. A genuine Etruscan flex. Honestly, iconic. People casually strolled around flashing gold-anchored smiles 2,000 years before modern influencers ever discovered veneers. And frankly, judging by the craftsmanship, theirs probably lasted considerably longer. 13. Tales of cleverly engineered Roman air conditioning were always waved off as the desperate hallucinations of heatstroke victims and overheated storytellers. Then careful study of luxury villa designs revealed cold aqueduct water deliberately channeled through hollow wall cavities, radiating coolness to chill entire summer rooms. Hydro-cooling. No remote, no batteries, no fuss. The wealthy literally piped frigid mountain water straight through their houses to beat the brutal Italian summer, while the rest of us argue over a thermostat dial like it's a declared war crime. 14. Hardened critics swore for years that the famous Antikythera computer story was an elaborate hoax dressed up as serious history. Then high-resolution X-ray imaging exposed an astonishing tangle of 30-plus precision bronze gears, intricately modeling the looping motion of the sun, moon, and planets. A working analog calculator, pulled from a barnacled shipwreck, casually. It accurately predicted eclipses through delicate gear ratios, while our ancestors elsewhere on Earth were still deeply impressed by counting on their own fingers. The sheer audacity absolutely holds up. 15. For ages, everyone treated the notion of Roman crime forensics as laughable, anachronistic nonsense, a fantasy borrowed straight from modern detective shows. Then surviving legal records confirmed that trained physicians genuinely testified in murder trials, analyzing wounds and reconstructing exactly how a fatal blow was delivered. Welcome to CSI Latinum. Roll the credits. They were running courtroom medical testimony a full 2 millennia ahead of schedule, basically performing a tense procedural drama, except the dramatic background music was just one anxious guy nearby plucking a lyre. 16. The Romans clearly had no real postal network, the comfortable consensus declared, dismissing the idea as logistically impossible for an ancient empire. Then the sprawling cursus publicus was firmly confirmed. A chain of relay stations, fresh waiting horses, official permits, and meticulously logged dispatches stretching across continents. Same-day delivery, sort of. Terms and conditions apply. It was an empire-wide courier service boasting tracked routes and station registries, while our modern parcels still routinely vanish into a cursed void cheerfully labeled "out for delivery since Tuesday." 17. People openly mocked the very idea of organized Roman fire departments as a charming but obviously wishful myth. Then the disciplined vigils marched out of the records, 7 entire cohorts equipped with hand pumps, leather buckets, axes, and tireless overnight street patrols watching for flames. Firefighters and beat cops, an absolute power move. Rome maintained a salaried emergency service, physically hauling heavy water pumps through smoky midnight streets, which makes them essentially the original first responders, just tragically minus the annual charity calendar. 18. Scholars confidently dismiss the persistent legends of sophisticated Roman makeup chemistry as pure, frivolous fantasy. Then a perfectly sealed tin of genuine 2,000-year-old face cream survived intact. Still soft, still scented, and chillingly complete with the swirling finger marks of its last user. Someone's final skincare scoop, preserved forever, haunting. It captured an ancient woman's exact beauty routine, fossilized in a strange blend of animal fat and starch, making it the original Get Unready With Me tutorial, just deeply and unforgivably unsanitary. 19. The Romans surely didn't understand contagion at all, historians insisted for ages, painting them as helpless before invisible sickness. Then their own writings revealed they deliberately cited sprawling military camps, far away from stagnant swamps, to dodge what they called dangerous bad air fevers. Accidentally, completely correct. Bless them. They neatly dodged malaria zones without ever knowing mosquitoes existed, essentially stumbling face first into sound public health policy the same way we stumble into trendy productivity hacks we don't actually understand. 20. Tales of decadent Roman luxury ice were routinely laughed straight out of every respectable lecture hall as impossible logistics. Then solid evidence confirmed snow was painstakingly hauled down from distant mountains, packed tightly in insulating straw, and sold at a premium for chilling wine. Imported snow, purely for fancy drinks. Peak decadence. There was a literal organized ice trade built entirely around cocktail flexing, making it the ancient ancestor of paying €9 for a single, hand-carved artisanal cube. And somehow twice as insufferably smug. 21. For ages, everyone assumed Roman celebrity gossip walls were just a modern romanticization, projecting our drama onto noble marble. Then Pompeii's plastered surfaces gave up thousands of scratched graffiti messages. Vicious insults, desperate love notes, gladiator fan edits, and brutally honest reviews of local taverns. Behold the original comment section. Unmoderated. People casually scrawled savage takes and crude doodles across public walls for all to see, proving beyond doubt that humanity invented the toxic reply guy long before Wi-Fi ever existed. 22. And the boldest claim of all, that the Romans actually tracked and published their own daily propaganda for the masses to consume. Then the legendary Acta Diurna surfaced from the sources. Official daily news sheets posted publicly across the city detailing trials, births, scandals, and political maneuvers. Behold, the very first feed. We never stood a chance. Rome ran a state-published daily timeline of gossip and government, an entire empire doom-scrolling carved bulletins in the forum, 2,000 years before the algorithm ever learned our names.